Hey everybody. Sorry, no epic trailer this time. In a video that's kind of a follow-up to the last one, but I guess it could also be seen on its own and is about MMOs or something. Man, they really let anyone do these now. It's a good movie. Before I even get into this, I need to make a disclaimer. If you enjoy any of the following MMOs or topics that I'm about to talk about, then that's great and more power to you. However, don't mistake any criticism for a game as a direct insult to you and your character. Now that that's out of the way, let's begin. MMORPG, if you don't know, stands for Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. However, it seems like what it means now is a mostly single-player game with some group activities. Leveling is usually done solo, most quests are designed to be done solo, and most mobs in the overworld can be dealt with one person. Then once every 5 or 10 levels you queue up for a dungeon instance with random people, and everyone in the group tries to get through the dungeon like they're trying to get through the DMV line, and then they all leave, all unaware who anyone ever was. Then at level cap, everyone just sits at the main city or guild hub just to do the daily or weekly content, and then when that's done, they log out. So what you end up with is the majority of the player base sitting in the main hub areas, with the occasional stragglers either leveling or doing some side content. This would be like going to Disney World and having this happen.
Hey, Star Wars Land is literally filled to the brim with people. However, there's only like 20 people across the rest of the park, so you should be good.
Usually the whole park is filled to the brim, but I digress. So, what are some solutions to this problem? Well, simply put, just give players more of a concrete reason to go back and exist in the majority of zones. Now, you could throw a mount or a pet in the older zones. That's really more or less treating the symptoms and not the disease. In fact, for most AAA MMOs, they've been designing zones to be very piecemeal for years. So it's not really an easy fix without completely renovating everything from the ground up. However, if a new MMO was in development, I would say develop the zones to be multi-layered and not instanced. Like, hey, this area is level 10 to 15 on the base level, and can unlock a higher level within the same area that has higher level content. In a dungeon that is not instanced, newer players potentially interacting with more higher end players is a very good thing. Newer players would see a higher level player with their cool looking armor and weapons, and that may encourage them to play more. And a higher level player may see a new player and give them a weapon that they've been trying to get rid of forever, and the new player would be ecstatic to receive such a weapon because their weapons are literally rusted pieces of crap. And I can tell you from experience that being gifted a good weapon from a stranger as a low-level rogue in Project 1999 is kind of like being gifted backstage seats to your favorite band. Now, you know what sounds good? Flying. You can just imagine it. You soar in the air and say goodbye to all those plebeians stuck on the ground. In an MMO, when you unlock flying, it usually is awesome. At first. Then it's kinda boring. The reason why is you have to deal with the enemies on the ground one way or another. However, in the air, it's like you're no-clipping in a game, where you just go through the walls skipping the enemies and the challenge. In fact, most AAA MMOs are often too eager to give their players too many conveniences. Worried you're going to spend too much time leveling your character? Well, that's fine, just buy a level boost. Feel like your character just doesn't look cool enough? Well, that's fine, just buy some cosmetics. Just not making enough money? Well, that's fine, just buy a currency token. Having trouble clearing raids? Well, just pay people with the gold you bought to clear it for you. Tired of reading? Just pay someone to read... Wait, what? It honestly would not surprise me if games are designed to be a little more tedious in order to encourage more additional in-game purchases. I feel like it goes without saying that games shouldn't feel afraid to challenge their players and feel the need to charge for convenience. Ultimately, the problems in a lot of current MMOs boils down to simply public stocks and maximizing their profits. Now, when I say this, I don't mean people should develop MMOs and not charge a cent for their products, because any product needs to receive money for the goods and services that they are providing. Otherwise, it's a speedrun to bankruptcy in most cases. However, when a company goes public, anyone can buy stocks. And when people who put a lot of money into a company's stocks, they want to get their money's worth pronto. And this leads to a lot of trickle down into the game's development, with the goal to have positive profits, or at least 2 positives and 1 negative for every shareholder meeting. This puts a lot of pressures on the developers, causing them to release a patch or content before it's ready, add more cosmetics or microtransactions to the game, add rewards like a 6-month sub mount to ensure higher projected profits for that meeting, add content and systems that are designed to only be played short term, and so on. Now, I can hear you saying, "But Mr. C, that's just the way games are now. It sucks, but simply put, this is the way it is now." What if I told you that there is an MMO in development that does not have public stocks on the line, does not have microtransactions, is not afraid of challenging their players, and is developing the game to be played long term and not short term? Yeah, it's Pantheon. Alright, I know saying that I support Pantheon is the unpopular opinion, and like saying that you think the Lord of the Rings trilogy is mediocre, but let's really sit here and try to see if anything else on the market would meet this bar that Pantheon has set. So let's just get these out of the way. World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, Guild Wars 2, and Elder Scrolls Online, obviously not. They have public stocks, don't challenge the players until the end game, and often create short-term content. If you enjoy these games, then more power to you. However, they don't meet the criteria or bar that Pantheon has set. Old school RuneScape? Hard to say if the content is or isn't challenging into the end game, so I'm going to put this in the maybe position. While the content is designed to be played long term, the game still has a currency token. Project 1999? Well, that's not a commercial game, but it meets most of the criteria. The only problem is the long term. Project 1999 only goes up to Velius, and that's no ifs, ands, or buts. And there's only so much content in EverQuest and its first 2 expansions that you will run out eventually. You can start to see why I'm so supportive of Pantheon, because it's really standing out against its peers. Most MMOs, and a lot of AAA games for that matter, are developed looking at the past. How can we design a game to make a similar profit like we did in the past? But Pantheon's approach is looking at the future and the past. How can we develop an MMO with good features from existing games or MMOs, while also innovating with new and practical features? If you're curious why in more detail I'm excited for Pantheon, click the thingy wherever it is to see my previous video. Now let me get on my soapbox for this next part. I don't really understand this us versus them mentality that many MMO enthusiasts have adopted. We're all on the same team. We want MMOs to be good again, and we want a game to call our home. On top of that, the more solid competition there is in the MMO market will lead to a better end result for its consumers. So please, be kind and rewind.
Bah!